Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. 97 ways we gon' live it. You can't tell me shit about my crippin'. I done been a loco, my living. Now it's time to chase me away. 97 ways we gon' live it. Bay Mac in the building. 97 ways we gon' live it. We gon' live it. 97 ways we gon' live it. You can't tell me shit about my crippin'. I done been a loco, my living. Now it's time to chase me up.
100,000 feel like something when you're thumbing through it. Done it when some would say one would be dumb to do it. Running circles round rappers on their last lap. PayPal perhaps. Ass cap the cash app. Ass app is how I expect the next direct deposit. Positivity love phone posits check the closet. Just say we touching paper is an understatement. Underground label running late, tell them run the payment. Executive decisions, check the balance. Time to monetize the talents, I accept the challenge. Memory of crazy tune, 111 days. Loco for my days, 97 ways.
97 ways we gon' live it. You can't tell me shit about my crippin'. I done been a loco, my living. Now it's time to chase me away. 97 ways we gon' live it. Bay Mac in the building. 97 ways we gon' live it. We gon' live it. 97 ways we gon' live it. You can't tell me shit about my crippin'. I done been a loco, my living. Now it's time to chase me up.
Unable to fake it, fuck how they take it. Heard about the meeting, I was able to make it. Just sick of watching Sherm heads squabble each other while the judge steady handing out lottery numbers. It go down year round, ain't gotta be summer. Life's a bitch and niggas never get apologies from her. Dumber, big and little homies frequently locking. Don't see no other options, that's the reason they flocking. SPI ain't the nigga, how you figure fat? Gift the gab, every gig get a bigger bag. Either name your price or it's appropriation. Finesse game, nigga nice with negotiations.
97 ways we gon' live it. You can't tell me shit about my crippin'. I done been a loco, my living. Now it's time to chase me away. 97 ways we gon' live it. Bay Mac in the building. 97 ways we gon' live it.
Jeter, gratitude is the attitude. Show was a blessing to be back in the black box as we blow a succession on Super Sunday. I don't give a about Super Sunday. Never really thought I would see this day come where the Super Bowl would come and go without me giving a Although, however, if I had to pick a team, I would be going for the Seattle Seahawks. That's just because I saw the last playoff games, the last two games, the one in the snow. I don't know why the NFL is so behind time, so slow in the brain that they have yet to stop subjecting these games to the elements, bro. I don't get it. Just think, man, they go out their way to keep these very precise statistics that they call next-gen stats. They're down to the millimeter. Your money earned, the games are decided by fractions of inches at times. Your money earned is decided by your output, your production, your performance, and the elements definitely affect that in football. Could you imagine in the NBA going to some gyms and you have to play in the snow or the water? These are professional athletes that generate billions of dollars, and every time they step on the court, there are millions upon millions at stake. And in the biggest games of the year, in the winter, toward the playoffs and during the playoffs, these games could be subject to snow, rain, and it is just not fair whatsoever. It throws the game into an imbalance that alleviates your skill set, your preparation, and things of that nature. And I would thought by now the NFL would have been on some type of campaign to regulate that all games be played, if not indoors, within a certain parameter of weather. Baseball, when the rain comes, they stop the game. It's just logic in the game where there's the most risk of being injured. There's actually the least games played I just think it's a no-brainer, man. It has to be on the table at their board meetings when they talk about rule changes. Somebody has to be talking about stop subjecting these games to the weather. So I noticed the game last week between, who was it, New England, and they pulled it off at the end. Didn't think they would, but the production just looked so low. But the way Seattle was able to stay firm, consistent against the Rams and eliminate them, I watched them because I'm a fan of local LA teams, regardless of what the sport is, even if I'm not into the sport. Although I waited a long time for LA to have their own team. So I definitely was with the Rams. And when I watched the fashion that the Seattle Seahawks was able to put them out, I was impressed to think that they would be victorious in the Super Bowl. However, I really believe that the Rams coach cost them that game to a large degree. I know there's a couple of questionable decisions he made, but one in particular was late in the game. There's about 5 minutes left. They were in the red zone. It was a 4th and goal, at about 3 or 4 yards to maybe try to get a touchdown, and they were down by 4 points. And I just knew, no brainer. You kick the field goal, go down by 1, and then you put your defense. You already suffered one of the most unfortunate muffs of a punt, which really threw the momentum off. It was a 14-point change. Instead of the 7 points, you would have went down and made. You didn't get that at all. And the other team made 7. That was a 14-point exchange. You finally got in a position to put this game in grabs, and he decided to go for it, a play that was not even close. And now you really put your team under the gun, and it was really no get back from there. But I think I favor Seattle in the Super Bowl. I know I did a reaction to it already, but I just feel like, hey, we're going to get in here and surf the net a little bit, hit these YouTube streets, do that OG original black box type of content. That's why I came here on StreamYard. I really hate going live from StreamYard because it seems like we always was moving pretty smooth today, I guess. So I don't want to jinx it, but we always get that static and freezing. So I prefer OBS, but OBS makes it difficult to then access content unless you load it up, download it, and load it up, which is no problem if you know exactly what you want to get at. But when you come in here freestyling, I could sit here and come up with stuff. Then while we on OBS, download it, upload it. It's not extremely difficult. Takes quite a few more steps, but this also gives us a way to open up the live to the audience, and people could join just by dropping the link. But we reacted to this. I think his name is Crowder. Can't quite call his first name, but I believe he's a former football player. He has a podcast, and he had Terrence Crawford on there, and he was trying to jog his brain and ask him about what would it take for him to come out of retirement and get back in the ring. He was suggesting denominations. He started at 80 million. He said 100 million. And what he thought was going to turn out to be a moment of comedy really turned into a moment of clarity where Terrence Crawford checked him, didn't find it funny at all, and pretty much assessed this man's character in a way that he didn't see it going this way. And it just shows you what money has become in this society and how morals, principles, integrity, and character is definitely taking a back seat to what money is to the average person, man. We're going to just start there in our surfing. Who knows where we'll go from there? I know I see people talking about the youngsters from Compton that was out in Azusa. We could react to that too. I don't know if I find it on YouTube, but maybe so. But with no further ado, let's see what Terrence Crawford and Mr. Crowder have been up to.
Ones after us. So I'm cool with passing the torch.
And bro, you say you did all that work your whole life, undefeated, but you grind to feed your kids and to make better for your family. I always say everything got a price. Because people say, like, I love my dog.
Just to say that as a alpha male, masculine male, say everything got a price. Then that includes your masculinity, bro. And I'm not gonna get graphic, but just think about that. He has always, everything has a price. Then he goes up to these high numbers, 80 to 100 million. So if everything has a price, and you're talking about 80 to 100 million, to me, he's including, he would be willing to grab his ankles for a man for 80 to 100 million. If everything has a price.
I get $100. No, I get $1,000. No, I get $100,000. Hey, you can have him. Like, my thought is everything.
Look how TC don't look phased. He's not, you know how difficult it is on these platforms all the time when somebody feels like they're landing. Dr. Umar does it a lot. He asks you, you feel me? And you're just naturally designed to, nod and agree, I feel you. I love the way he looked at him like, man, it sounded like whoosh off top.
Everything has a price. There is not a number that can get you back in that ring. 80 million, 100 million.
Nah, because now you selling your soul.
$100 million, you can have my soul.
He sounds goofy. And then as awesome as this is for Terrence to land the way he lands, we do have to acknowledge he is speaking from the position of somebody who is financially straight, not knocking it. That just came to my mind right now as I'm praising the position. Some would suggest it's a lot less difficult to take that position when you papered up on my mama.
That's you. Now we know your character. Sometimes, you look at...
He did serve him, just his facial expression when he said, he felt convicted. He wished he had not said that.
People, and you be like, dang, man, you ain't got no dignity. You ain't got no morals. Like, come on, man. Like, what you gonna stand for if everything is about money? Like, I never was in a sport because of money. Of course, I was in a sport to make money, but I wanted to be a world champion. Yeah. I wanted to do something that I set my sights out to do as a little boy.
Oh, yo, it's Big Ant, the spokesman, man. We back. Another edition of Urban Politics.
Pretty much know what Ant gonna say about it, man. We agree with the average real Nia. Ain't much to add to that. If you really want to see what Ant got to say, the ghetto spokesperson, appreciate you, Ant, for allowing us to borrow the content. You go check his channel out, man. Oh, my mama. But, outside of the acknowledgement that dude is extremely wealthy as he's making these statements and claims, it resonates with me so well. Got to appreciate somebody, because even the other dude, I don't believe is broke. He has no reason to desire 100 million at the expense of his soul. I don't believe. I don't know his financial situation. I ain't no pocket watcher. I would just assess or assume that if he is of the caliber to have a guest like Terrence Crawford at this point in his career, he must have found himself to some degree established. And just from the energy that I see him put out, and I can't confirm this at all, I just also assume he is either a professional athlete or a former professional athlete. But I've seen him say some things I can't quite recall, but I've seen him say some things that shocked me on the goofy side in the past. Yeah, let's see if we find somebody talking about these young Compton Crips from the ATF that got pressed. It's crazy how energy can follow one individual, bro. This young dude from ATF, an area that I'm extremely familiar with, shout out to the ATF. He apparently is a young Keyway that is an aspiring artist. And we know Lush One is very rich when it comes to underground, up and coming, as well as established MCs when it comes to not rapping on the beat. So that means you have, in my assessment, if you attract Lush One from afar, you have some type of raw talent. So, dude Nim was, and I frequent this very location that this hood vlog that they had went bad. multiple times a week for years. And somehow this talent slipped right up under my nose, and Lush One was there, and they had an unfortunate incident where someone lost their lives. So, you know, in a negative sense, the dude's name was kind of popping for being associated with that bush. I can only assume, and it's just an assumption, because I saw some of the clips what took place. They was in a section mobbing on foot, kind of deep. I believe I saw them making a vlog, because I remember vaguely seeing a crowd in that smoke shop that wasn't a daily thing, a normal thing. Had no idea it was a vlog. Just thought the Key Waves was active today, probably meeting up, mounting up, about to get in traffic, caravan, having a function, perhaps a funeral, a wedding. You never know. I just noticed it, didn't think nothing. And I believe that was the vlog that led to the Hispanic gentleman losing his life. But then subsequently I saw some footage of the Key Waves up and down in a section on foot. I can only assume throughout that process, somebody was going live. Somebody was going live, and I believe somebody saw the live and came and just tried to get what they get. I actually saw a truck yesterday in that parking lot that wasn't there when I went to get the footage, that was actually there at the time of the incident. And it had so many big ass bullet holes in it. I was like, damn. So then that kind of put the dude on the map. People were at least a lot more aware of him than they had been up until that point. And then, and you know, you develop a certain type of image. Whoa, he out there in the trenches. It get cracking right where he at. He's out there comfortable, and you have no more context to it. And a sense of a gangster Crip rapper, you would consider that a plus. If you add in his repertoire, his resume, what we know about him, what we've seen, you would say, oh yeah, he's one that's acclimated to his environment. This is an active environment. Some of the most original hood DVDs, his G homies, and I've seen some more recent footage of the nigga Pooh from over there that, you know, he was on some old DVDs and he out doing some vlogging now. And you representing, that's a real treacherous area to be saying I'm from as a young, active person and whoop, wop, wop, and I got a career. It's all pluses. Now, I don't know how or why he found himself in an alley or a parking lot in apparently Azusa, but he was out there seemingly doing a vlog. And he was impressed by some Hispanic locals, man. And they got at him, questioned him. And y'all know how it went, but let me see how we gonna check it out. Let me see, did I find the video? I mean, but like the whole energy went, it went a certain way fast, bro. I don't know. A lot of people were saying, they should have did this. They should have did that. You know, as an older man, I see both sides of what everybody talking about, right? Is this it? Yeah, we got it right here. So I see both sides of what everybody talking about. So I can assess this from an ignorant, foolish / gangbang perspective. I get it. But first, before I would ever do that, I would definitely acknowledge that that's the type of perspective that is. Because a young, active...
And it's crazy. I go on my...
essence, to a certain degree, especially when you've been captured on camera with certain energy, the crash out is within your repertoire. There has to be. Now, being in a place way far as Azusa where you perhaps don't expect anybody to feel anti your gang unless it's racially motivated. When you bang it a certain way and then somebody disses it, gang bang one-on-one, your response is supposed to match or go over the energy. And that's just how that goes. No matter who it is, you already banged yourself hard. When somebody say that, your city, your set, whatever, you're supposed to match that with aggression, bro. Otherwise, you wasted your time banging it like you did. Now, the older, more intelligent side of me, I say survival. You learn your lesson. You put it out there in a way you wasn't really ready for it. recognize that, realize that, because you're on camera. You wasn't capping, but you didn't expect that to be something that would be met with offense way out where you were. And when it was, you was caught off guard. But you see, there was some acknowledgement from somebody in their crew that apparently was an artist. He got friendly real quick. But for him, you know, especially in that area, I know, you know, they have a long history with the racial gang tension. And I think for a lot of people who are familiar with that, it was even more odd to see him be so quick to speak friendly and try to diffuse the situation. But let's just check it out with no further ado. Let's see what the young homie from Compton Crip has been up to. Let's get a better look at it. I'll minimize myself. Yeah, there we go.
Phone, and I'm literally about to text him. Hey, stop playing, we on your ass. Didn't even tell me nothing, didn't call me. He has my number. It's on the Instagram saying, Rodney, we on your ass. Next time we see you, wooty woo, you.
So it looks like the Compton Crips that got pressed the other day by some sureños from the avenues are now actively looking for the hood vlogger Rodney in LA after they claimed that he set him up. And the reason why they think that they got set up is because when they were getting pressed, it turns out that the fools from the Avs ended up recognizing the hood vlogger Rodney in LA and gave these two fools a pass. And it's crazy because it turns out these two fools are rappers. One of them was signed to Tommy Gunn's label, and now they're caught up in a drama where they allegedly might get DP for letting somebody diss their hood. Let me know what you guys think. Is their rap career finished? Or are they gonna try to make an example out of?
Also, when they got the recognizing, it sounded like to me like
bro.
recognize
in the past. Like I did enjoy using these very.
But somebody recognized the vlogger. I swear to God, when I see content lately that off top is crispy hush, and I be thinking it might be DC Baby Draco. When it ain't DC Baby Draco, most times it be that name. So he got them to pass. Because I was like, when we gonna do something? In my mind, he was a rapper recognizing the young homies from Compton, asking them that. But actually Rodney, the vlogger, so, oh no, so let's see, wait, let's look at that again. So he was looking at, damn, why did she need free knees? He was looking at, oh yeah, now wait a minute. So he was looking at a, and where that short go that we just watched? He was looking at a, let me pull it up on here. These messages between them essays and the hood vlogger. Yeah, let me try to get a little more context. Hold on, let me do this again. Man, I'm rushing past it. They talking about getting youngsters need a DP. I can understand how maybe that could be coming up. You dig a lies? Oh, my mama. I'm trying to get just the history of this. Oh, here we go again. I think this is, no, that ain't it. I don't know why I can't cause myself to play the video again. Okay, maybe this should do it. Trying to make it pop up in my history up here on the computer by going to it on my phone, which is usually the perfect setup, but now I'm getting the internal pinwheel of death. Maybe that's enough of that, man. I know it's a lot of pressure on them young niggas. This is why I look and see the youth in their face. They look like babies, man. This
and it's crazy. I go on my phone.
It's not worth it. So here we go. Let me see. You got all this pressure to deal with now over some bullshit, man. Just imagine you could have been like, we from Compton. And then they're like, Compton. Like, oh, bro, this how you feel? Man, we got love for everybody, bro, black and brown. And woo, woo, woo. What if that was your base, your foundation? Now, no one will have anything to say. But when you come with whoopty whoop, whoppy whoop, and they come whoppy whoop, I can't lie. As much as I want to just say, well, when you present yourself like that, you have an obligation.
And I'm literally about to text him. Hey, stop playing, we on your ass. Didn't even tell me nothing, didn't call me. He has my number. It's on the Instagram saying, Rodney, we on your ass. Next time we see you, wooty woo, you.
So it looks like the Compton Crips.
So that is the vlogger right there, okay? So the vloggers is getting at the Zuzu dudes like this prior to this day. Let's see. Or is this after the incident? I'm waiting. I'm trying to bag it up, man. It's loading, y'all.
Phone, and I'm literally about to text him. Hey, stop playing. We on your ass. Didn't even tell me nothing. Didn't call me. He has my number. It's on the Instagram saying, Rodney, we on your ass. Next time we see you, wooty woo, you.
So it looks like the Compton Crips that got pressed the other day by some sureños from the avenues are now actively looking for the hood vlog.
Oh, so that's what he's saying. The Crips is sending to the hood vlogger. Nah, youngsters, nah. Don't run your money off. Don't, I would not assume that the vlogger set me up. I would not assume that because you should have been on deck. Like these generations, keep it a Google. As soon as you heard somebody should have been pulling blower out and your dead homies, as much as y'all be on the dead homies on this, that. If I play it out of my mind, young, active, don't give on your tip, you out. I know you probably felt like you were so far out that you didn't need it with you. Bam, you're bad. Should have had it with you. And as soon as you assert your set like that, when you hear disrespectful words, you out of bounds. It was supposed to go a certain way, man. But I still wish them young black brothers nothing but the best. I hate that they got themselves caught up like this, man. Oh, my. What y'all think about all this recent alleged, they say, let me, you know what I just saw? Hoover Gumby calls from jail and says Wack100 is the police. Is that right? And it's Scandalous Los Angeles. Pretty much like the way he put his content together. He keeps it down the middle and fair. Shout out Scandalous Los Angeles. He always tapping in with the facts according to myself. He's been very instrumental in bringing a lot of whole no hundred buffoonery to the forefront in regards to the low. We finna check this out, man. Let's see what he talking about. Oh, my mama. Uh-oh, what the heck? Oh, it's just black, okay.
Welcome back to Scandalous Los Angeles TV, where we expose the exposers. So now Hoover Gumby is back, speaking from a county jail cell. According to him, everybody thought he was completely counted out, but it turned out to be nothing more than a misdemeanor warrant, and he says he should be out within the next couple of days. He also spoke on the infamous CS2 back, claiming that he's an informant. Gumby said that once he gets out, he plans to expose the connections between Dale Morrison, Big U, and CS2 back. He says he's going to let everything come to light. And when Big U's trial begins, he claims that everything about Porky is going to be exposed. All the hidden things that have been kept in the dark. So we're going to let Hoover Gumby get into it, because it seems like we've reached a point where everybody is finally starting to see what we've been saying the whole time.
Yo, Gumby, what's up? What's happening, bro?
Man, gang shit, you already know, man. They can't hold a brother down. They can't hold a brother down.
How we looking? You coming home tomorrow? What we doing?
I'm trying to check out my bail bond, man. Look, this shit here is crazy, man. They have me held up on this fucking misdemeanor warrant for 5 days now. You know what I'm saying? Now that it's cleared, I'm supposed to be able to make bail. You know what I'm saying? But these funny ass motherfuckers is liable to do some other shit. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? But everything is clear. You know what I'm saying? I should be bailing out real soon. So all my haters, y'all be back to put my foot on y'all bitch ass niggas next real soon. Gang shit, nigga.
Yeah, because certain people, you know, I don't know if you want me to say some names, but certain people is like, you know, Gumby was real comfortable in Houston. As soon as he got back to the West Coast, man, he was going downhill, which I don't see that. But, you know, they definitely talking about that no bail, and now you got a bail.
But see, this the thing, though. They don't even know about the laws, bro. You know what I'm saying? This misdemeanor warrant had to be cleared up before I could do anything. You know what I mean? I didn't even know that this shit is from like a year and a half ago, some shit like that, bro. So, you know what I'm saying? It's all good, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying to all the kids and shit is watching this, man, y'all, remember, you got to be responsible for your actions, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because they will catch up with you, you know what I'm saying, one way or the other. Gang shit. And to all my haters who talking about, oh, Gumby this, man, y'all scary ass niggas.
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't heard a lot of what Gumby has had to say online, right? But out of all that I've had heard, That's some of the realest. I've heard him say that little shot of game he shot to the kids. Oh, my mama. And I would like to add to that as well. The shortcut is the long way, man. Don't cut no corners. They say back bracket. I'm going to just say get cracking.
It's really live, scary, pussy ass nigga. Shout out to BJ the Bounty on the gang shit, over.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, my boy Compton Rick Rock. Yeah, man. All my supporters, man. You know what I'm saying? Can't keep a real nigga down. You already know, man. And all the haters. I mean, I'm trying to figure out what's going on with my boy Ed Hefe and this motherfucking bullshit ass police whack 3,000.
Well, I mean, from what I've seen, you know, I don't really go too deep into that world, but from what I've seen, man, he wasn't going with all the back and forth. He's saying, let's catch the fade. Let's catch the fade or let's move on, huh?
Who said that?
And Hefe.
Oh, gang. That's a gang member. What you mean?
Yeah, he's tired of all that talking, you know. Yeah.
Oh, my mama. This is why when that Wack got at me with the bullshit, the first thing I said, that's fade. He ain't said nothing else about it. He popped shit to Adam. Adam told him, Gumby will fuck you up. Adam know what it is. He's a hook, man. That nigga's a hook. He's the police. And when I get out, I'm explaining y'all the connection between Wack100, Big U, and Dale Morrison, which is Monster, the snitch. I'm going to explain to y'all the whole connection so y'all can understand what's going on with that whole situation. Stay tuned into the Big U trial. You know what I'm saying? It's going to all come out. Y'all going to see who this man really is. Over, and then we're going to sit back and talk. All you people that's sitting up kissing this dude ass.
Over.
And all this other bullshit. You niggas is hanging out with the police.
Gumby just said that if you're...
It's crazy. He shouted out Hefe in that sentence and how up until recent, Hefe co-signed, collabed, and conspired on many occasions with Wack100 while all this information had been known, though.
Around CS2 back, just understand you're hanging around the police. And nobody understands that more than Adam 22. But Adam 22 doesn't care, because he's the police too. One half of the Valley Vice.
I just want to know how this nigga got every snitch in the United States number. How he do that?
Yeah.
He the first motherfucker to know somebody snitching.
Yeah.
Gumby is right. CS2 back always seems to be the first one to know who's snitching. But he also picks and chooses who he decides to expose. He doesn't lie about that either. He's went on record and said that he's selective politics. He also knew all the informants in Big U's case before Big U turned himself in. Take the Arab producer Molly Mall, for example. Porky knew the whole time that he had been working as an informant. Porky never exposed that. Instead, he has only went on record saying Molly was his brother. That's just how he operates.
I mean, hey, he said he got the content, so I don't know. But
he got the content. Nigga, he got confidential informants files and all type of shit, man. This man, come on, bro. Come on, bro. This is a non-affiliate that's in everybody's fucking business. Yeah. He's a whole non-affiliate. But he quick to yell out, oh, Pyro. But he can't do nothing to Pyro do. He can't do nothing to Pyro.
I don't understand if this is a real anger position that so many people in the culture reserve as factual. Why do they keep supporting the platform that sustains them? Boycott the white boy. He the one that keeps him, like he say, back bracking. He the one that keep whack cracking.
Nothing.
I mean, you know, all the Pyrus I know, they take all fades, so you know.
Man, Wack is not finna let that dude, man, come on, bro. This is the police. We all playing with the police, bro.
And this is exactly why I understand why people don't even want to go back and forth with Porky. Because they know that if you mess with Porky, you're messing with the police. Remember, this is the same guy who offered $10,000 to find out who I was, so he could run his police tactics on me. That's what he was trying to do. And it's crazy, because when you look at how Deuce Sims exposed SBGB-TV, you see all the stuff he had going on, the cases, the paperwork, all of it. Meanwhile, SBGB-TV sits on the internet, talking about Wack all day long. So ask yourself, why didn't Wack offer $10,000 to expose him? With everything SBGB had going on, why didn't Wack put that out there? We're telling you exactly why. This is the kind of police-style tactic he uses.
That's why I don't even mention him too much, because if you're not
Ain't no way in the world, though. I with you, Scandalous. No way in the world you gonna convince me that SBGB TV is in coherence with Hold No Honey. I can't buy that one. No, 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 no. He is too consistently committed. I've never seen a man more committed to conversing about making commentary upon another man. I thought Deuce Sims was it, but damn, oh my mama. I've never seen it. Hey, Wino, I'm on my live, cuz. Used to deal, what it do?
No, I was trying to see who that nigga shoot you his number. You already got his phone.
Oh no, tell him you got it.
No, I'm gonna tell him to call you right. I mean, you shoot it to you.
Tell him to text me because it ain't gonna be able to go through if he ain't stored in my phone. Because it's yeah, he got to be locked in. So tell him to text me.
All right.
All right, that's why. Who was that in T? Oh damn, my homie and my cousin in the same halfway house. That's crazy. My cousin from Southside, my homie from the set. Here we go.
I'm gonna fight me, you punk ass crater face bitch. Stop talking. You ain't gonna fight Ant either. You gonna probably try to pay Ant off. And if he pay you off, let me get a loan, homie. I need the bill money.
They got about 5-6 gang members at No Jumper that allegedly with each other. I don't understand, at least for content, why they don't pull up on Hold No Honey on one of them Thursdays and have a in-person conversation with him on camera. I mean, just a while ago, Spody Face was allowing him to come to his platform and bring people he banned to LA and suffer no consequences. Now he this big old buster. It's crazy. If he was that big a buster, he's supposed to get smashed out on sight when he popped up with DC Baby Draco. Shout out to DC Baby Draco, but in all actuality, bro, the same way them young niggas from Compton was supposed to do something other than what we saw them do with their young, active keyways. Spody Face was supposed to do something other than what he did when Hold No Honey pulled up with an individual from the Bay that you just banned from LA, who against your ban doubled back to your set and went up again. He popping up on your side of the fence with all the aggression that you had projected. It was supposed to be no question. You're supposed to get cracking.
Is that what he's doing in the background? He paying off his face?
Man, come on, bro. This nigga J Diggs is on this nigga ass so tough. This nigga moved houses, moved states.
Oh, yeah, J Diggs. Hey, you know what's funny? J Diggs locked up now out of the blue. He was doing his thing.
Yeah, man. Shout out to J Diggs, man. Shout out to my boy, man. You know what I'm saying? Gang shit, man. You know, no wonder everybody fuck with Wack. Look what happened. I'm in jail. J Diggs in jail. Big Q in jail. Look, this
Loose cannon, brick baby. Don't stop there. The list does go on. That is Cree-nazy. Ooh-wee. On my mama.
Everybody fuck with Wack. Look what happened. I'm in jail. J Diggs in jail. Big Q in jail. Look,
Gumby said that after he started going at Wack, he ended up in jail. He said, Big U and J Diggs are also in jail. Not too long ago, Munchie was in jail too. It's just a pattern that makes you stop and think.
Even B Brazy went deeper in jail after fucking with Wack, meaning while he was in jail, they started paying him more attention and he suffered consequences while in jail that made jail worse.
Every time somebody gets into it with Porky, not too long after, they end up behind bars.
I mean, Compton Rick Rock was pointing out the the coincidences of, certain people touching certain platforms or saying stuff to certain people and then mysteriously going to jail.
Come on, bro. Like, man, look, come on, bro. This dude, man, look, bro. Like, we need to stop playing with this man because this man is very dangerous. He's COINTELPRO in our community. They talking about a plant. If this nigga ain't a plant, I don't know what is. He been yelling Pyro for the longest. Nigga, I was in jail with you, Wack. You ain't did nothing in jail but hold the knives. Nigga, you wasn't nobody. They made you hold the knives. Nigga, what the fuck, big booty boy? Nigga, this shit is just crazy to me, bro. It's crazy. Y'all, How you get a little money and you get a little, money gives you courage, money gives you fame, money gives you a lot of things, but
They don't give you courage. That courage is developed by the ability to be courageous online in the cyber world, in the metaverse. That's not real courage, not at all. You would never, ever see Wack behave in person toward anyone like he does online. Throughout the 20 plus years at this point that I've known Wack, I can't think of one individual alpha male that I can recall him ever having a confrontation with in person. He'll tell you himself, Big U and Suge tried to snake him with Alan Gumback, take his deals, but he waited till he was far away from Big U on a microphone in front of cameras to speak even disrespectful toward him.
See, when the money gone, see, this is why I don't worry about when nobody talking about secret. When I hit the jailhouse, the whole jail know I'm here.
Right.
Everybody know Gumby here. See, not because I got no money. I'm saying that's not why. See, all these dudes, Charleston White, all these dudes are talking. Yeah, I got money, I got money. When that money gone, bitch, can you come back to the regular streets? Can you come back to your house? Can you come back to where all the regular folks is at? No, they can't.
Gumby doesn't know just how profound and biblical the statement he just made was. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 10.
Damn, Scandalous went to the Bible on him. The KJV, let's go.
And the 31st verse. He that is honored in poverty, how much more in riches? And he that is dishonorable in riches, how much more in poverty? So the Bible is saying, if a man is an honorable person when he has no money, how much more honorable will that man be when he does have money? But if a man is a dishonorable piece of garbage when he's rich and has money, how much more dishonorable and dishonored will he be when poverty hits him? Isn't this exactly what Gumby was saying? You guys are all going to find out that I wasn't lying when I said we are the people of this book.
That's why they live in obscure places, you know what I mean? All in the mountains and shit, because they can't come back.
Yeah.
Ain't no coming back. Ain't no coming back from Wack. Wack can't go to,
Do you feel like you becoming a target, being such widely known on social media? You know, sometimes these internet personalities become big targets for law enforcement. Do you think that's what you're becoming?
Well, not so much as law enforcement, because I really don't, you know what I'm saying, I'm not really doing anything but talking shit on the internet nowadays, you know what I'm saying? I ain't really on no bullshit, you know what I'm saying? This situation that happened, saying some baby mama drama, you know what I'm saying? Every real nigga that went through that before, so I ain't even, you know what I'm saying, got too much to say about it, but not so much as a target for law enforcement, but I'm a target for busters, hooks, and anybody who's
people like Wack100.
Real niggas. Of course. You know, he's been intimidated from the first time I stepped on No Jumper. He mad at me because Adam told him, "You wish you was the gangster Gumby was." He's still mad about that.
I find it interesting how many times I hear these dudes quoting what Adam said, how Adam responds, being at the table, debating and saying, asking Adam in order to substantiate a position, or including Adam as almost the person they're trying to convince of whatever they're trying to establish. Or if Adam being involved in any of these conversations is valid, or if his name is qualified to come up in some of these conversations, like if he has a platform where it's almost like how you used to watch Jerry Springer and the couples get up there arguing, they be like, "Look, Jerry," it's like that. They like Adam ain't got nothing to do with none of this. That's crazy to me.
You know, but like I said before, man, you know, it's all good, man. God is great. You know what I'm saying? Everything will happen in due time, you know. You know what I'm saying? Right now, the internet is a buzz. You know what I'm saying? I heard saying Jap came home.
Yeah, Jap definitely came home. He got the
Shout out Jap 5, man. Y'all know we went up with the intro and the outro. It was shot such high quality. The mood of it with the music and the shit he said was so eloquent. Yeah, we ran that up in the black box.
Internet rocking right now.
So, you hear me?
Think Tootie up off the east side. Oh, my mama.
Do your shit. Yeah. Do your shit, baby. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking you talk on the phone. Yeah, this talk that shit. You know what I mean? Talk that shit. Free the Lord, gang. They thought I wasn't coming home on a dead homie.
Yeah, man. I'm saying, welcome home, little bro. I'm saying, I heard Crip Mac even came on.
Well, Crip Mac, he was getting released the same day as Jack, but they held on to him for whatever reason.
Leave it low.
See, like, you got to clear up all your warrants and all that type of bullshit because the police, they play games. They play little games all the time, bro, you know. But shout out to some dudes.
I got an update from Lupe. I believe he's dealing with a violation of probation that he had already acquired prior to going to the feds. And I was lacing her up that there's a process when you are doing prison time. Any other charges that any jurisdiction, it could be in another state, claim to have on you, you can call them to handle it right now. I recall this because when I was in prison, Alabama has sent a letter to the judge. And I mean, the bail bondsman in Alabama has sent, when I went to prison in California, on my way to prison, I was in Supermax. I remember getting mail one day, and it was a letter from the bail bondsman in Huntsville, Alabama. It was a copy of a letter that he had sent to the judge because by getting incarcerated in California, I had missed my date in Alabama. And I was looking at life in the case, still a teen. And while I was in Supermax, I got the letter, and it was the bail bondsman assuring the judge in Alabama that he couldn't locate me at the time of my court date. However, he has located me in the California prison system. I was sentenced to 2 years. And at the completion of those 2 years, he did intend on coming to California and extraditing me to Alabama to face justice. So as I was in prison, somebody made me aware of the fact that I can request of my counselor that I put in paperwork ahead of time that told Alabama, hey, look, you got 6 months to come and get me and bring me to trial for these charges, or they no longer are valid. And this is the way the procedure is set up. They are required to give you a 6 month answer within 6 months, actually bring you to trial, or they have to let the charges go. Now, mind you, when I put in this paperwork, I never, ever, ever heard back from Alabama, but I did parole without them actually coming to get me. But the strange thing was, I remember getting pulled over very shortly after me paroling, and I had a warrant from Alabama, and they arrested me. I'm telling them, I had still had my prison ID in my wallet. I'm telling the policeman, I just got out this month, a week ago. He was like, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I just paroled. How can I have a warrant? Locked me up. And long story short, Alabama's was, they refused to extradite. I got out after the first court date, and I've never heard about it again in the 90s. But however, I believe the reason, though I never heard a response from Alabama, I believe me putting in that paperwork through my counselor made them unable to extradite me. And I mentioned this to one of my homies since Crip Mac was denied release, and he actually verbalized the term that I'm thinking of. He said he know the number, like whatever the motion that you have to file toward to tell him to come get me. He said, yeah, it's called a whoopty wop wop wop. So I know I'm not tripping. When I mentioned to Lupe, she was like, yeah, we didn't know about it. But I can't believe, I don't think Crip Mac was fully aware he had this hanging over his head, because if he would have made some of these other, my homie Deucey was in there with him for 5'9". He's the deal, Deucey. He looked out for Crip Mac a lot. I looked for Deucey to be in touch with Crip Mac when he come home. But somebody like Deucey, knowing Crip Mac had this over his head, would have definitely directed him to handle it correctly.
Freedom dudes, you know what I'm saying? Free Gumby, you know what I'm saying? They're about to pick off my phone, but I will hit you in the morning bracket so we can continue with this content, man.
Yeah.
Y'all stay strong, you know what I'm saying? And free Gumby all the time.
Yeah, definitely free you, and hopefully I'll see you.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Hopefully I'll see you live in person in the studio tomorrow night.
On the gang, hopefully I got to get on this. I'm gonna call you in the morning so we can get on the Bells bomb and then take care of this and get it out the way.
All right, brother.
Appreciate you, bro. You already know.
Yes, sir.
Shit.
So it seemed like Gumby is gonna make bail soon. That's always a good thing, man. I don't want to see nobody in jail. They say Ho No Honey went to his hood day. It's a lot of people got different opinions about it. They debating about it. This one video seems to suggest that he was out of place. Perhaps he paid. I don't know if any of that is true. I don't know why he felt motivated to go. Or then again, I do have a assumption like many others may. Let's see. I think this type of you know what I'm talking about?
Shiny double. Está la costa. Descargando MSA. Free SPI 124.
Talking to the heart. I'm talking to the heart.
Press my line, nigga.
Raising up, only one
BS,
thing.
BS, and
All I
BS.
know, got up in the game. Press my line to the die.
Baby
Got too many homies and they all in the
Biggie
sky.
Stone,
Press
and
my
Blue Smurf on that bullshit.
Rap my game. Press my line. Rap my game.
I'm from J-Box crib. Heard Gumby bumping his gums. Hold up, homie. Patrick take the old smoker that toad on toe. Man, Snoopy Blue got cut off beautiful. Ran from Baby Spider at Crip Jackie funeral. Mr. Non-Sam, I'm a ignorant asshole. At the park with that Mark nigga infant ass mode. I talk about phase. It's only one problem. Look online, SPI been the only one squabbling. Squabble in the gas station, squabble in the set. In the 6 O's and red shoes and 600 neck. Me and Tiny double up, squabbled in the jacks. I ain't seen that other motherfucker squabble. Yeah, talking about squabble. Man, niggas ain't squabbling. Niggas is running your mouth. Runner, you just a runner. Running tail with Bumpy said.
Raising up, only one thing. All I know, got up in the game. Press my line to the die. Got too many homies and they all in the sky. Press my game. Rap my game. Press my line. Rap my game.
Oh, my belief that had a lot to do with the inspiration, motivation. Hefe made certain claims, suggestions about my ability to do certain things. And shortly thereafter, I made a display that debunked them. They were not as much in correlation to what he suggested. My actions weren't, as one may assume, because I've shared, me and my daughter had an exchange that was more motivation than anything at that time. It was just coincidental that the times correlated so well. And then he made similar statements about Holcomb 100, which have been made for years upon years. And I think he found it, he was behooved to be expedient to try to attach himself to some type of current event associated with a section. I find it very interesting that his homies have come online and expressed that he was over safe that day, because they have this long going understanding tradition that they don't politic at Hood Day, which is a lot opposite from the majority of other sections, because a lot of people reserve Hood Day to get the politics out the way. But when his homies came online and said there was absolutely no risk of anything happening to him there, because they set aside that day, similar to funerals for a lot of people. You may be asked to leave a funeral if you ain't good, but you're going to be given the opportunity to leave. Now, I can say the same thing for a Hood Day. But a Hood Day, outside of being asked to leave, you're going to get your issue in most places. The homie from Pacoima that came on here to explain his perspective said it's not like that in a section. The AG homies established a long time ago that the Hood Day is sacred time and everybody lay their differences aside. So a lot of people saying he used that as a safety net to slide up. Some people say he looked awkward. Some people say he looked scared. Some people even say he paid. We're just going to check out this video. We won't watch the whole thing. But this is an individual who seems to think Holcomb 100 seemed out of place. Let's just see what he's talking about.
The police officers thought I was coming to stomp Stitches out because he's out, and they hit me with the taser. I'm planking like a motherfucker on the ground, right? My man Headline the mic is screaming to the cop because he know it. like big something. Nah, this is my brother. This, that, another stuff. They finally stopped juicing me up. I got 4 hooks and 2 here, 2 here. They didn't grew up now. Cool. I don't like it. They know I don't like it. And they know when they see me, I like them to address me regular because I don't like them gang banging. But, you know, I ain't there every day to supervise and monitor this shit.
Wack100 recently pulled up to his old neighborhood in Pacoima for Hood Day, but the entire scene looked off from the very beginning. Word on the street is that he had to check in, and the overall vibe of the encounter spoke volume. He stood there quietly, appearing stiff and visibly sweating, looking entirely out of place in the now deleted footage. There was no confidence or comfort to be found. Instead, it was a blatant display of nerve. It felt less like a moment of neighborhood pride and more like a high-pressure obligation, as if he were only there to secure future bragging.
The way he brought DC Baby Draco to the Bro Rogan Spody Face podcast, and he took all his time to go to his set and make an impression. He should have took Baby Draco to go get some content.
Rights. In all honesty, this was not the active street run he tried to portray. Wack100 has not been active in that world for years, and that is common knowledge. He walked away from that lifestyle a long time ago. He never stayed in the rotation and failed to maintain his standing within the community. The long-standing story is that he was supposed to handle certain business back in the day, failed to do so, and subsequently disappeared from the scene entirely. That history carries significant weight, especially when cameras are rolling and the world is watching. Now, we see him resurfacing on Hood Day talking tough, yet his body language tells a completely different story. He stood there barely speaking, his eyes darting around with noticeably low energy. It makes one wonder if this appearance was more about proving a point to Los Angeles podcasters and the internet than it was about genuine respect. When the clip finally dropped, the reactions were instantaneous. People noticed his nervousness right away. We have Wack100's own commentary on the situation alongside the footage to match, and we are breaking it all down frame by frame. Make sure to hit the like button, smash the hype button, and lock in with us as we dive deep into this situation. There is no fluff and no exaggeration here. Stay tuned, because this story has many layers, and both the streets and the internet are buzzing. Let's get into it right now, straight up. No games and no extras. We are providing nothing but facts, footage, and essential context.
Y'all let me know in the comments if he was comfortable, out of place, right at home, if that hoodie was bushy, that black and red bandana hoodie was bushy. Should have just went all red. You don't mix the black bandana with the red bandana. That's like some consumer outside looking in type shit. If you're gonna go bandana, you don't bang black bandana. You only bang the red bandana. That shit looked cheesy, like out of touch. Like,
run it, press play, and let's go. Interestingly, the narrative has shifted because it suddenly sounds as if Wack100 is attempting to dictate who can stay in or move out of Pacoima, acting as though he still runs things over there. However, we have to ask ourselves, do we really believe that?
Go to my neighborhood. The niggas that run my neighborhood is with me every day. I'm fighting them niggas because I'm trying to get them niggas out of the neighborhood. We argue every week. R&B will tell you, hey, dog, what the fuck niggas down there all day? Hey, you know.
Any man who throw his woman name up and suggest she can verify any of this type of conversation is a biatch, a he-no, someone you cannot trust. What they're saying actually could not be validated, because that same person would turn around and tell you, I wish she would disagree with anything I say. She doesn't have the right to. She would be violating a relationship, but he'll play on your intelligence as if her confirming anything he said has value.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get him out of there because I know what it's going to lead to.
That's weird.
Right? So now.
Right, so you pulled up to Hood Day, champ. That isn't exactly a low-key or casual visit. Everyone was in attendance, including the big homies, and that presence alone tells you everything you need to know. If the heavy hitters showed up, it means specific arrangements were made beforehand. It implies that protection was firmly in place and that absolutely nothing happened by accident. Let's keep it real.
Nah, I can't say that he paid nobody. I'm pretty sure he has consistently looked out for certain individuals, perhaps. Otherwise, they'll be boof. For him to project himself as this millionaire rich person, unless he's been extremely honest with them and they know that he's not this financial giant that he projects or claims or professes to be, if they are under the impression that he is anywhere successful as he tells the internet, then the way he throws certain names around like Third and the other homie I spoke to is the one that was his most original, Baby Cuban Rob, I would have to assume he looks out for them to some degree financially. Otherwise, something ain't right. Now, for him to show up that day, I wouldn't be able to say or think, can't say he paid nobody. But what I am under the impression is, and I'm pretty sure somebody told him, Power Blood, ain't nobody gonna do nothing to you, ain't nobody gonna say nothing. They remind him of the understanding we got about Hood Day. You already know, Blood. I talked to the G homies. They said, yeah, this ain't the day. So if you gonna do it today, your day, Blood. And if they do you, they gotta do me. Somebody or some type of statue, I believe, got at him like that.
These are the exact same people who once claimed they were completely done with you. Now, all of a sudden, the atmosphere is filled with smiles and peace. That shift in energy only happens when checks are written and formal permission is granted. Nobody was moving recklessly that day because the parameters had already been set. However, the narrative currently being pushed is that he simply walked in freely and everything was sweet. We know that isn't how this world works. You have to pay close attention to the specific play being run here. First, the story was that everything was cool. Then it shifted to, I'm the big homie. Now, the narrative has evolved again to, I'm just trying to help people move out. That Uncle Ro energy came out incredibly fast. But let's hold up for a second. You haven't been an active part of that neighborhood in almost 30 years. You can't just reappear after 3 decades and expect everyone to ignore the gap in your history.
I'm a nigga that come from running that neighborhood. Like I ran yards. You ain't never heard.
Just the thing, and no respect to nobody. And with all of me, all my experience as being a California native, in and out of incarceration, being familiar with people in incarceration all my life, before I started, while I was doing it, and continuously, consistently since I've ceased. Just got 2 communications from the halfway house right now. I've never heard somebody from the Valley running a CDC yard. So for him to just throw that out there to the not so inclined listener, he ain't ran no yards. It's some LA, Compton Damus, even San Diego Damus on the yard. You telling me you ran a yard? I don't understand. Let's just watch him throw that, slide that in there again. Tomorrow. He ran his hood like he ran yards. I couldn't imagine it. Now, maybe in the Damu, you know, the cuts and no cuts, which is a little more still what it is, or means more. I don't know, but that politic, I couldn't imagine it. Let's hear him say it again.
Heard the story of a nigga taking nothing. All the story. I'm not a dope dealer. My rep was violence, right? All my little homies, I ran yards. You ain't never heard
in almost 30 years. You can't just reappear after 3 decades and expect everyone to ignore the gap in your.
What yard you ran? Who was on it? And how did you run it? All you do is run your mouth. You never even ran a pocket of people on the streets. I've been knowing this dude since the very, very early 2000s. And he was a get-along, goober, goofy guy. He didn't run nothing. He was nice, laughed at every single joke, funny or not, no matter who told it. Oh, my mama became a master of affiliating with people who had reputations, reputables that people respected, and he became very friendly with them and always dropped names, cross-reference within a network, was cool with everybody. Never had a fallout with no real nigga face-to-face. Then once he established this network where he could get just about anybody on the phone, he was not a threat to nobody. He was just a good guy. Hey, then the internet provided him a buffer where he could say anything about anybody derogatory and not have to deal with no consequences. Never cross their path again. Who has he spoken derogatory about that you consider a real nigga and cross their path again without bowing it down, breaking it down, making peace behind the scenes first? I'll wait.
History.
I'm a nigga that come from running that neighborhood. Like I ran yards. You ain't.
What yards? That is just not feasible to my mental. No.
They never heard a story.
I mean, the Denver Lanes, the Athens Parks, the Bonnie Hunters, the Treetops, the Fruit Towns, the Avenue Pyros, the 20s. They was waiting for him to make a call, man. Think about that.
Yeah, a nigga taking nothing. All the story. I'm not a dope dealer. My rep was violence, right? All my little homies, they my homies' daughters and sons. So when they see me, they call me Uncle Wack or Cash. Why? Because when they was in the first grade, right, that's who I was to them. They didn't grew up now. Cool. I don't like it. They know I don't like it. And they know when they see me, I like them to address me regular because I don't like them gang banging. But, you know, I ain't there every day to supervise and monitor this shit. Who am I? You know, I can only give them some advice and hope for the best of them. But that be a bunch of niggas who ain't never been in my neighborhood, who listening to niggas. Like,
that's so crazy because all he does is sit up on an interview and talk about like he never been to the Hoovers outside of maybe coming to speak to an artist or two in these very recent years. He has no idea the landscape of the politics. However, he'll be on the internet addressing what the Hoovers said about Gumby or what the Hollywood said about Snoopy or what the West Side Pyros may or may not have said about Wacko. This is his main shtick. He always talking about what somebody homies have said about it. He just said Auntie Hefe homies is talking about DP and him. He talk about what the 40 say about Spody Face. But now he want to talk about somebody speaking about him and what his homies may or may not think, say, or feel about him. It's just so out the question. This dude is crazy.
Like Big Messy, who ain't lived in Pacoima, lived since 1992.
Then he want to throw Messy name out there. He ain't throwing the dude name out there who actually said that. And I don't think this dude was even like anti-Wack. I don't even think he was saying, oh, Wack a buster. The only reason he came is because of such and such. But he did establish that he did say that they got a understanding at Hood Day that if you politic on somebody at Hood Day, then the politic is on you. You gonna get it. No matter how foul a homie is, even though that's like, see, that kind of make it seem like they behind in time. Because that was kind of understanding about Hood Days back in the day. And people used to get away with sliding in with Hood Day and not coming around. So we start setting that as a trap, but they start figuring it out then. Nah, nigga, you go, they gonna get you. Oh, blah, 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 blah. But, you know, we used to be in the 90s, use that for a trap. Ain't no tripping at the Hood Day, don't trip on nobody. And then that'll get all the cowards to pop out. And then the niggas that really mattered, we a politic, we gonna get you. Niggas start figuring that out. They know now. It's about courage. Either you gonna come when it's Hood Day or you not, bro. Oh, my mama. I'm trying to catch the homie off guard. Let me see. I don't know what. I got so many numbers up under the same name. It'd be like that. Since he want to put a nigga name in his mouth, I'm gonna get a homie an opportunity to respond. He might not be interested. Hey, Mess, I'm on my live in the black box. Crater Face just put your name in his mouth. And he was just speaking about, he kind of bragging about the fact he showed up at your Hood Day. And I was trying to let the audience know, I heard one of your homies say that it's been long established that Hood Day ain't the day. No matter what it is, the 2 Ps, set it aside, and everybody bull at Hood Day. Is that something that you understand to be a fact that will give somebody who might have issues the courage to pop up on Hood Day?
I just heard that myself. I was very disappointed.
Well, I know these days you're not real long-winded on the internet, but just because He just popped your name. I want to give you action as speaking on the subject. I ain't gonna hold you long.
I can't do it. I'm over here right now with the family on the grill.
All right, who you got? Who you got? Seattle or New England?
I take Seattle because I don't like the Cheatriots.
Okay, say less, man. Enjoy your Sunday.
I will.
Love to the family, man. You already know what to do.
Appreciate it. All right, yes,
All right.
take it easy, brother.
You already know. Yeah, for reasons I will not take liberty to explain, dude does not feel comfortable, especially in this season, speaking on Holcomb 100, who he calls Crater Face publicly. Keep your fingers crossed. If you pray for the real, pray that he will turn out all right. Maybe be more comfortable being more forthcoming about the facts associated with Holcomb 100 in the future. Oh, mama.
He ain't lived in California since 1997. He don't even know what's going on in the neighborhood. And that's cool. He got out. He ain't been back to the joint since. There's nothing wrong with that.
And just remember, I see somebody keep putting this in the comments. Just remember this, y'all. There is no way to deny that is an actual fact that
So Spider looks at me because we go back to the juvenile side of the county.
I'm just saying, man, if you believe what Holcomb 100 say.
And look, that's fine. He got out and hasn't been back to the joint since. There's absolutely nothing wrong with moving on. However, we have to look at the timeline. The last time you were active in any capacity, you were still a juvenile, just a kid, still trying to figure life out. You left, you stayed away, and that absence carries weight. Let's not forget that at one point, you were also running around with the 60 seconds, tied in through various family connections. That history doesn't just evaporate simply because you decide it's no longer convenient. We need to keep watching closely because the narrative keeps shifting and the details are starting to clash heavily. It's a fact. At one point, you were around.
Neck bone, my near. Oh, my mama. Not like we was hella close. Haven't had a bunch of experiences, but when there's already a song called To Live and Die in L.A., and Tupac give it up for him the way he did, and then you find yourself around Neckbone and on more than one occasion, and it's established that you respect one another. As a young man, you can't help but appreciate being partners with Neckbone. Shout out to Neckbone.
But then you started talking wild about Nipsey Hussle, and following that, the entire situation with certain individuals ignited. That changed everything. After that, doors were slammed shut. You couldn't just pop up on the block anymore, especially after all the talk regarding paperwork.
Y'all have no idea how deep it go with Holcomb 100 and Nipsey. The phone call that Nipsey made thinking he was calling Wacko from Westside Piru. And it turned into him accidentally, you know how your phone, you got the WAC in your phone, and then accidentally dialed the wrong number at a time of 911. He thought he was calling Wacko, called Wack100, 100, and Wack100 100 realized or didn't realize, he realized that he had the wrong, a lot of people. That's one of the main reasons Wacko probably likes to clarify when he gets crossed up with this dude name-wise. He put in a call, Holcomb 100 put in a very, very detrimental call on Nipsey's name at that moment. Then there was another occasion where the homie from 6-0 had a case, Chico, where he was alleged to have done something very violent to one of Holcomb 100 homies. And I believe Holcomb 100 homie went from being an able-bodied individual to occupying a wheelchair for the rest of his life at this alleged incident. And keeping it gangster, there was a lot of communication about who may or may not have been responsible. And I don't believe the person that allegedly lost the ability to use their lower limbs was quite aware of exactly what took place. But he was involved in this case where he was participating or contemplating participating against the homie from 6-0 in this court process. And I believe that he had a heart to not participate at one point. And the case looked very favorable for the homie. And Holcomb 100 became aware of these developments, and he swooped in and assured that his homie no longer was interested in not participating, not cooperated against the homie from 60 who was wrongly accused of harming him outside the club because the Pirus turned up on the wrong guys, and somehow the homie may or may not have been in the vicinity, but mistaken identity. He was fighting this case, and the individual was leaning toward not cooperating against the homie. But once Hold On 100 got involved, he switched it up and secured this dude's cooperation against the homie and got the homie a gang of time. On my mama.
Work in the heat that followed you everywhere. So, explain this part. Suddenly, you're back in Pacoima, and you don't even look comfortable being there. Let's be honest, your body language is speaking volumes. We have to ask, how much money was dropped? How many pockets had to be fed? What kind of backroom arrangements had to be made to facilitate that visit? Nobody believes this was a natural homecoming. Even in this short clip, taken directly from the original video, the truth is clear. He is standing next to known homies whom we will identify and break down later, but his energy is incredibly low. There is no smiling, no confidence, and zero excitement. That is not the demeanor of someone who feels safe and welcome. Everyone knows you weren't supposed to be down there like that. And when you examine the Hood Day footage closely, the truth becomes even more obvious. Let's run the tape.
But, nigga, if it wasn't for my movement, my clique, and my era, that neighborhood wouldn't be there today. Because when you niggas start smoking Primos and smoking that pipe, you left teenagers there to go to war against grown-ass men. And I was the only nigga in position.
Let me tell you something. People back in the days when he was in the street, they were smoking Primos. They were highly functional. I got a gang of G homies that smoked Primos. Some still dibble-dabble to this day. And smoking Primos did not necessarily declare you not to be a gangster. When the crack scene first hit the game, the Primo was the flyway to smoke crack. Eventually, yeah, crack won in the end for the vast majority of everybody who chose to try it, to tamper, to be tempted. However, in the era he's talking about, smoking Primos did not mean you was no longer a gangster. You had abandoned the set, and now these kids had to war with all these grown men. This dude is such an exaggerating muff.
Get money like a grown man, resources of a grown man, put together a team that can fight the grown men.
Yeah, I can't take no more, man. I think that's enough of that way. Y'all digging lies. What else been going on lately, man? I've been seeing, we covered the initial Corey Holcomb, Anton Daniels shit, right? And it was just hard, no matter how much of a Corey Holcomb fan I have been prior to this, it was just so hard to take his side. Matter of fact, it was extremely, utterly impossible to take his side in the way that situation played out. But however, I saw the entire culture of Black, heterosexual, masculine men, they basically moved the goalpost for him because of how much they couldn't stand Anton Daniels. They assessed the situation from their perspective of Anton, and no matter what, how poor Corey performed that day, it seemed like people still refused to hold him accountable. They were more willing to go at Anton Daniels and say, even though, you know, Anton Daniels, I mean, I don't know how they didn't break that perspective down for an L for Corey. That's the bottom line. I forgot that testing test. I don't like that down there. Let me remove that. For me, it was an L, an obvious L, but the vast majority of content creators did not feel that way. Now, I can now also think back and remember, a lot of times I felt like he may have been doing a little too much with, because let me tell you this, I told him this when I met him one time, right? And then I re-met him recently as last year or the year before when I accompanied Jaguar War, shout out to Jaguar Wright, to the 5150 show. And I said that was my second time meeting him because at that time, I showed him a picture of he and I outside of a comedy club. One night I was out with my partner and LT Hutton happened to be there, my boy Frost, A&A Management. Just so happened we was together, and I would assume it was a night he would not remember meeting me, but I remember meeting him. I had to go through my, so I showed him the picture. We were small talking, but I also shared with him, man, I knew you was a piece of shit. And I'm saying this like, you know, in a complimentary fashion, as you a cold motherfucker. I said, I knew you was a piece of shit when the first joke I ever heard you tell was years ago. You came out on stage and you was like, man, I know I'm going to hell. And you said, you know how I know I'm going to hell? He said, just the first joke I'm going to tell you, you're going to know I'm going to hell. He said, because I knew my daughter was a hoe. She wasn't nothing but 4 or 5 months out the womb. I knew she was going to be a nasty slut. Now, mind you, keep in mind, some of the worst things people have to say about Corey Holcomb these days is some comments he made about his adult or young adult or older teen daughter. On the topic a few years ago, calling her bees, being very disrespectful toward her, right? And a lot of people seem shocked. But I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't as shocked as most people appeared to be because, like I shared with Corey, the very first joke I ever heard him tell, he said, man, I know I'm going to hell because I knew my daughter, she was gonna be a slut before she was 9 months years old. He said, yeah, I knew, little nasty bitch. He said, yeah, because soon we gave her a bottle, first thing she did was do like this and put the milk all over her face. So, you know, the crowd went up and, you know, in the dark side of humor, oh yeah, well, that's a one-off. That was years ago. So I've always been prepared for him to go to the lowest, to the depths, right? But I also assumed to some degree that it was an act, that you had to be slightly more elevated and more practical in real life. However, as he started podcasting, it became more obvious that he really is trying to maintain this image as a G, a gangster. You know, he always puts across a position of firmness, and he seems to back it up verbally with apparent consequences if violated. He's always projecting a masculine side of things, testosterone side of things, and he often represents himself willing and able to defend his positions with physical force. And to me, I kind of noticed, not to where it turned me all the way off. I thought it was a little bit too much, especially being aware of how old he was. And I also realized that his cast, the homie Craig and Darlene, are very supportive of his positions, regardless if, well, I don't know how they actually feel, but I would assume, especially now that I'm more familiar with the depths of Craig's intellect, I assume he often shies away from challenging or disagreeing with Corey because that's not what he's there for. It's almost as if you're on the, I'm pretty sure some of the Rams thought they should kick that field goal, but none of the players is running up to the coach saying, no, kick the field goal. So I believe that's the position Darlene and Corey take a lot, because, Craig and Darlene, because Corey's position is so extreme at times, it's hard to believe that they can be all three in unison agreeing, but they don't challenge him much. So I think he's gotten accustomed to that because usually the conversation is not of much consequence. It's no big deal. However, he took such a big L, even though the public doesn't seem to be giving him the L that he deserves in that Anton Daniel situation. I know he know the L he took. He know he didn't act according to what he projected all these years, similar to the young cats from Acacia Block. Had you asked them what they would do in that situation, had it happened like that, they would have given you a different answer than what they actually did, just like Corey. Had you asked him, if Anton Daniel get here and he say this, what would you do? He's not going to say, I'll tell him, say it again. And I'll move Darlene out the way, get up in his face, and he'll call me. Now, he would not say that's what he would do. But since then, even though the community, whether he realized or not, gave him a pass, they jumped on Anton Daniels for him. He could have got to another subject matter. He was so embarrassed, so humiliated. He's been riding this thing, and he's spiraling out, bro. I've seen this video outside the club with the female long time ago, but not only has this come forward, now they got him on camera going bad on Darlene because he didn't want to hold up a shirt that was disrespecting the females in this man's life. This dude is just spiraling out. And I think for the first time, by saying nothing, Craig has said a lot. I'm not going to try to call and put him on the spot because Corey is having a meltdown. I don't want to even try to put him on the spot to either, side with Corey regardless or put him in a spot where he can compromise his rapport with Corey. But I would assume if we just reflect, as a matter of fact, let me try to find that. Let's watch Corey try to motivate his co-host to raise up a disrespectful shirt directed toward this, Anton Daniel, and she didn't want to cooperate, right? And he just he went off on her in a way that I definitely don't believe she deserved. I'm trying to find a small video that got it. And also, bro, the way he's calling out to TMC, bro, it's just like he's losing all the cool points that he ever acquired, bro. Is this it? Let me see. And she was trying to break it down. Look, think about when he gonna tell her, Darlene, get out the way, don't get between two men. That translates to verbal conflict as well upon the internet. You don't let that principle stop once now he's out the building and all that. I'm gonna try to just use this video because there's so many videos on it. Shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson too, because we used to react a lot to his content, and I know for a fact he was a consistent Corey Holcomb supporter. But Corey Holcomb even went bad on him.
African scammer.
On my mama. That's crazy. He is to be a comedian, this dude is extremely sensitive when it comes to find out, bro. Extremely.
Okie dokie. That's what we'll call him. Okie dokie Jackson. Tames lames. We got to turn 150 is bigger than anybody wants to give it credit for.
Nah, where the female?
I got to them like this, but it shows the power I have.
I want to get to the part where he got to tripping on the female about not wanting to participate. Here we go. I think this is right here.
You crazy. I don't know what Beyonce Army do. I heard it's a lot of them, but I put the 5150 Army up against anybody.
Not the Swifties, not Biebers. What they call them? The Biebs, not them.
It's like y'all said trip.
Hell man, I don't know what he claimed. I know this. When that boy came out with Never Say Never.
What's that?
Biebs? The Biebs?
Oh,
swaggy. Yeah, when he started saying swaggy, they lost their minds. Taylor, she off the bat, she been growing. She came out with Bad Blood. It can't nobody see her. Rihanna better calm her ass down. Nicki better calm her ass down.
Hell of a switch to another conversation.
I'm just saying, he
promise not to do y'all like this again. However, this might be awesome content, not for this type of. He's too invested in his content for me to react to this. Again, I love this style. This is great professional. I love the camera, the lighting, the editing, but it's overkill for what we doing in here.
Said it. I had to put it in the universe that don't around with them.
It has tamed some lames. The 5150 Army taming the lames. Tames lames. We got to turn that into a shirt. Ain't this a shirt, D? You gonna hold it up, D?
No, you can't. That's all you, brother.
Oh, you ain't gonna hold it up?
Well,
you ain't fucking with a nigga, D?
Look, that hurt. It hurting. But he is not wise enough, sharp enough, man enough. It's too late. He's already hurt, but he was never supposed to let it know. As soon as she denied to hold it up, he should have just tried to prop it up on this little boxing thing, apparatus, whatever it is.
And when I hold it up, I can't say my with the mic. You ain't gonna hold it up.
Your mic.
Don't worry about
You see, even compromise. I'll help you. I'll hold the mic, then you hold up your shirt. This shirt is being derogatory to females.
it. No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
It could be a new shirt.
I'll show that shirt next week.
Yes. Bye, baby.
Oh, wow. Look at this one.
No, I'll get somebody to hold it up.
Look at this one.
I'll get somebody to hold it up.
Don't look. It sound like a little. This is so prissy, sassy, childish, feminine, immature. I mean, I can go on and on.
Look at this. I'm finishing it. Look
What time is it? We ain't got enough time.
And look what I was doing.
If we had enough time, I'll get somebody to come hold it up right now.
Look how he's, but you see what I was just doing right now?
Oh, it's all good. Don't matter.
This does nothing to help his case in that he's trying to say what it looked like with the woman out in front of the club isn't what it is. This shows that you are willing to cause a woman to feel very uncomfortable due to whatever you have that you could hold over her head. And what usually a man has to hold over a woman's head is his physical capability to, when nobody's looking, to not ever take a loss. And here, even though you can't be physically assertive toward her, it seems like you're still trying to assert this dominance over her, give her an ultimatum, be all petty over absolutely nothing, as if women have no ability to think for themselves in your presence. And you're publicly displaying this, not realizing people are going to quantify this as to what potentially takes place in private. And this is a horrible, ugly look.
I'll get somebody to hold up. Want a piece of you that they like, but they don't want the whole thing.
Do you know how many times I see her sit up there and it appears her to seem less quality of a woman because she's an ingredient with him being extremely abrasive, if it's not Tasha K, to so many other females where I know she would rather not be in support of these sentiments, but she sits there and helps support the brand by not speaking out against. And for her to attempt to not want to participate in this very derogatory shirt, controversial toward two Black women, for him to react like this makes him more of a female than she is, because she's doing something humane, and humane is down the line, male, female. He's doing something less than humane, because a man at this moment should be down the line masculine, and he's teetering over to something less than man. It's extremely feminine.
Just not saying.
I'll get somebody to hold this shirt up next week.
Wait, is he actually upset right now?
You only could do that to a female or a Munchie B. Just imagine how Vladimir did Munchie B, and he was able to get him to come back, and, you know, they back buddy. You can talk to a female who feels like, as a man, there may not be a way to replace that masculinity in her life. When you're talking to a real nigga, you can never give him an ultimatum like that. Matter of fact, let him continue, because he got extremely disrespectful. Oh, my. But this dude, like, his commentary is in between it. I don't know if he's going to go all the way into it. Let me look and see if he allows it to. Yeah, he does allow it to complete. Is that other dude his co-host, or he just edit that in? Like, no. Let's see what we get.
They like, hey, fuck. Well, yeah, man, that's frightening. And they be aggressive.
Watch.
You know what?
Just like that.
Somebody just said something earlier that it might be. You're right.
You're right.
Might be.
I don't need nobody to do for me. I'll get somebody else to do it. As everybody who I deal with like that. If you won't do it, okay, I'll get somebody else to do it.
I'm over here trying to put
Craig ain't feeling that.
input the things because I had to go. You don't even know what I went through to even get that.
Yeah,
so, okay.
Don't worry about it. Somebody else will hold it up next week.
See how you can't even, wow. I guess not.
Don't do it.
Bro, anybody to go out their way to try to belittle and embarrass a female like that, and she hasn't disrespected you, she hasn't been disloyal, she hasn't been dishonest, bro, he has insecurity issues with his own manhood. It's obvious, apparent. He always try to project himself like he on these P's, like he a player, like he's so deep in what he called game, which he's never actually defined what this game is. But for him to get so reactive, maybe he feel like he's walking in Ice-T's pimp shoes, and he has to give her some type of version of what he consider a pimp is supposed to be. But this is ridiculous.
Whatever, goddamn it, somebody be doing that.
I guess not.
Shit, it don't stop.
There we go. Wow.
I'm just getting it to you. I'm telling you the truth.
I see. Hey, you see what I was doing? Why I said I wasn't gonna hold it? Okay.
We are about to we gonna do the rap?
Let's do it.
Back in 5 minutes, 51:50.
Jesus.
Big screen. That was a crash out. I don't see
Nah,
what
you
she
got-
did wrong at all. Her
Thank
job to do what he tells her. That's a job. You just get to just
Oh, so it seemed like they might sit there and do this together on like a split. Nah, but it seemed like he may do his commentary, send it to him, then he adds his, and the editor edit it. But I wonder if they're gonna play the actual rap. Let's see. I'm scrolling through the screen to see if they bring back the actual footage. But you know, they usually do like a freestyle rap at the end of their show. So they came back, they did the rap, and he was like disrespectful, calling her all kind of bees throughout the rap, right? So then after all the backlash of this was adding up, Joe Budden has something to say. You know, that black bald-head lawyer that be reacting to all the hot content in the space. He gave his assessment, and this nigga Corey Holcomb, bro, he just falling apart. Joe Budden served him with a mouthpiece. Let me see, Flacco covered it. You don't want to smoke, Corey, but then here, this is only 8 minutes. Just
While I'm on the
check out Joe Budden served the boy. He just needs to really regroup. There's no way to come back from a lot of what's being done. So just let it be, restart, reset, and come anew, because you already lost a lot of these. Oh, boy.
Topic of losers. I went home the other day and saw that Corey Holcomb still had my name in his mouth. I'm really so confused about that with all the controversy he's been caught up in lately. Corey Holcomb, you don't fight well enough to do this with me.
Okay, so in today's video, we got to talk about Joe Budden and Corey Holcomb addressing each other live on their own platforms, man. So I want to get into this because it's a hot topic to discuss right now, man, because we know Corey Holcomb, since this Anton Daniels thing, man, he just been going off on everybody who had something to say about his...
My bad. We could just do this. Yeah, this would be much better because I think I found the clip directly from Joe Budden. And we ain't got to worry about nobody commentary and chopping it up and all that. Maybe I should subscribe to the
Marksman.
Let's go, Joe Budden podcast. Let's go.
And Marksman Anton Daniels seemed to get into a something with Corey Holcomb. He went on his podcast, and boy, that was a lot of fun. So I'm going to play some clips from it because it was interesting.
I guess like, stupid. Answer it. Like, I'm gonna answer your question. Okay. I'm gonna answer your question. It depends on the circumstance. And the interesting thing about it is this: the majority of the people, because you like to use a blanket statement. That's like me saying all black people are stupid.
Well, have you said all white people stupid?
No, I'm talking about cops.
You should say that one time.
I'm talking about
because
cops.
it's easy to say all black people are stupid as an example. Say something about the white people.
No. You're not. I don't think you got people all the time.
Well, I didn't hear you. Can you tell me? Because I don't know.
Liberal white women.
Nah, this still ain't the clip. This is him about to react to the fight, right? But then it's gotten beyond that. Corey Holcomb did not appreciate, matter of fact, Fee-Nucky, Corey Holcomb didn't appreciate what he had to say. Corey Flacco did a pretty good summary of it. We'll tap in with Flacco content, get some of y'all up to speed.
Of losers. I went home the other day and saw that Corey Holcomb still had my name in his mouth. I'm really so confused about that with all the controversy he's been caught up in lately. Corey Holcomb, you don't fight well enough to do this with me.
Joe Budden just did inexplicable damage to Corey Holcomb's career. Like, Corey Holcomb is the comedian, so we would expect for Corey Holcomb to win the back and forth, especially if it's, a back and forth with words with Joe Budden. But we see what Corey Holcomb had to say and how he roasted Joe Budden, and we see what Joe Budden had to say because he just responded back. And Joe Budden ethered Corey Holcomb. Before we get this video started, if you're in need of some money and you really need to find a way to get your hands on some quick cash, there's an app called Free Cash where they pay you to test out video games. You click the link in my description or you scan my QR code to download the app. Once you download the app, you can choose the games you want to test out and they pay you to test it out. It's a really easy way to make a couple extra $100 a month, and it's all transparent, it's trackable. It's not a scam. They really do pay you. So if you need the money, download the app by clicking the link in my description and get started now. This entire Corey Holcomb versus Joe Budden beef started when TMZ exposed Corey Holcomb for punching that woman outside the comedy club.
And he got to realize this is sucker activity. Look at the space between you and her. Anton Daniels is way in your face. He told you you did. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You're doing it right now. You're doing it right now. Oh, you was a yes.
The industry is so fake. Like, nobody feels comfortable speaking on you or speaking on your drama and your situations unless they feel like you're down and out. Even if you're down, they don't feel comfortable speaking on you unless they feel like you are out for the count. You are done, finito. So Joe Budden and his other co-hosts on his podcast, when they spoke on Corey Holcomb, they began to talk about all the things about Corey Holcomb they don't like, things that extends far beyond this situation that they didn't feel comfortable speaking on because Corey Holcomb at some point felt like he was on the ascension.
Yeah, there was a clip that just came out, Corey Holcomb.
Right. What happened?
Go ahead. You can talk. Speak freely. Talk about it.
So clip came out that there was a case where he was accused of swinging or hitting on a woman before. He talked about it before on his show and pretty much like denied that it had happened. The video came out and it's clear as day he swung on the female comedian.
Oh, that's not what I talked about off camera. I didn't even know what you're talking about. He swung on a female comedian?
Yeah. So it's clear as day. You see this on camera. Sucker shit. I mean,
what year did this happen?
A few years back.
Few like 3 or few like 10, babe?
About maybe 3.
This is recent then.
Yeah, it's recent. I watch his show and I have been I won't say a fan, but I have enjoyed his show at some point.
Really?
And I've had enough understanding of him and how we talk to feel like I'm okay to say this, but Corey's a sucker.
There were videos about me that came out where I was punching on a woman outside of a comedy club or swinging on a woman or hitting a woman in any fashion outside of a comedy club. I would chalk it up to it's a part of the game that people who may have known me, who may have watched my channel, have been friendly to me.
Just like Puffy, when the video came out in the hallway, he got on there and said, hey, I know it looks horrible. I shouldn't have did it. I was at my lowest in the darkest time. You had a perfect example of how to own up to that, Corey. In the story.
In the past, won't be friendly to me anymore. It'll be a part of the game that I would know that they will go on their platforms and talk about me like a dog because I did some doggish. So now they use this opportunity to kind of get into other things about Corey Holcomb that they hate, that they've been holding on their chest. Some of those things include how Corey Holcomb talked about his own daughter in the past.
Okay.
Corey's a sucker. Corey do a lot of talking and a lot of shit that he say at certain moments be the total opposite of what a real man is, just as far as just being a stand-up individual. You sucker punching a girl or hitting on a woman like that. You a sucker, yo.
Did you think he was a sucker prior to
even
this?
No. But before that, I didn't have enough evidence of anything that's happened. So like even
and a lot of his overprojection of being hard and cool and gamed up, the suckerism did like it was kind of like peeking out. Like he was putting too much on it for me to a certain degree. And then when the rubber meet the road, he do all this extra he comes so unglued in front of Anton, shows so much lack of control while also showing so much control. It's feminine. Women are known to throw tantrums, stump their feet, pop it, roll their neck, and not be really willing or considering doing anything physical to you as a man. But they'll, you bet, and that's exactly what Corey did and didn't do nothing.
But the shit that happened with Homeboy.
In front of this female, and this was a dude that was right here. He actually moved a woman out of his way to try to get another energy out of him. I know you didn't think you were going to dominate him and force him to repeat a phrase that he already stated and then doubled down on 3 or 4 more times. Now you want to tell him, who is not in any way being aggressive towards you, you want to tell him now, as he is sitting here vulnerable, to repeat it while you have convinced everyone that now you're so much of a pressure case, pumped up case. If he says it again while he's sitting there defenseless, you're going to strike him. That would only a fool would have repeated it then. While you trying to pump your coward self up to do something that you did not want to do. You didn't think that he would have bark back at you at all. As soon as you say, hey, you said this shit, you thought you were going to say, oh, my bad, I didn't mean it. Nah, he served you double, triple, quadruple down. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You're doing it right now. You're doing it right now. He said all that.
That's where I was going.
It's like You have all that energy.
You ain't got no all that restraint for Anton and.
Yeah, then even when I'm seeing you tussling with the dude, because there was a dude that stepped in once he hit homegirl.
Thank God.
You ain't really had no squabs for him. Like you were just holding on to him. Like that. Corey, you a sucker, yo. I don't give a. I watch your shit, but I don't. That shit's sucker shit. Just swinging on a woman like that. It's a bunch of other niggas around. Like,
does he still get your view? Are you engaged?
No. That's okay. Nah. I can't.
And she was accompanied by a man, so the appropriate thing was to be like, "Hey, homie, you need to get her, check her, homie." And if he didn't, by the time you felt like you need to close that gap and get at her, you should direct all that energy toward dude. That's the G thing to do. You be like, you so G'd up, Corey.
With that.
Because nowadays,
yeah, you shared something like maybe over a month ago, and I disagreed with it, but like to each his own. But you was like, I can hate somebody and still watch their content. For me, seeing how Corey spoke about his daughter, seeing how he spoke about Anton's daughter, like some shit being.
Mind you, they're talking about what he said about his daughter as a young adult. Remember what I told you, the very first joke 20 years ago, I heard you tell about the baby as a little girl. She's a slur, she's a hut. I knew she's a whore, she's a slut. I knew she was going to be one fresh out the womb, because as soon as she got her bottle with milk in it, she did like this and sprayed milk all over her face. And as funny as it was, he's a younger man on the dark side of humor, a dark joke, out of context for the sake of shock value, I get it. But to then, decades later, have this character and be saying these things about your daughter when you're talking about real life situations, this is not a joke. This is not, of course you didn't believe she was a slut because of the baby bottle. You're talking about how babies typically do get milk in their face. It was a joke. We can get it. But your daughter that we don't know, that you know, that you're talking about, you're having issues with, and if you to address her, speak of her in that fashion, it tells about the soul of the darkness of the soul that told that joke. There maybe is a lack of real, actual appreciation and respect for your child.
Enough character-wise for me to be like, cool.
See what I mean when I say people will hold on to something until they know that you're weak. Corey Holcomb and his daughter had their conflict in 2024. January 23rd, 2024. That's when Corey Holcomb went on his podcast and said all type of things, man. Called his daughter a B, called the mama B, went crazy, said he'll make another daughter. He don't give a F. He not dealing with no B's. So that was 2 years ago. If Joe felt a way about that, or if Joe felt like Corey Holcomb was like a, a scum bucket because of that, I think I heard Joe talk about Corey Holcomb since that moment, and it didn't appear that Joe was completely, absolutely done and hated Corey Holcomb until this moment where there's an opportunity now to kick his back end. Now, I'm not saying I disagree. I feel like we should kick the back end of anybody who put their hands on a woman. Absolutely. Now, if you forgot what Corey Holcomb said about his daughter, let me remind you.
Man, my daughter would talk to shit to me the other day. I was like,
oh, you start back talking to her?
No, that'd be crazy.
Oh, she just called you out of the blue?
Hell yeah, because she needed something.
Hey, you should have gave him my number, man.
You still on that looking market?
I remember periods of time when not speaking to my daughter for months, based on us falling out, misunderstanding, growing pains, whatever you call it. I remember missing her so much that my way of dealing with it was a couple times a month, I would send her a couple $100 just to let her know I'm thinking about you. I know what you're going through, regardless of how we disagree, how we might not be happy one with another right now. I know you call yourself not speaking to me, but I would just randomly send cash apps. And I remember after a period of time, once we reconciled and talked, I used to ask her when the cash apps used to come out of nowhere, they used to be right on time. She was like, oh my God. But I don't understand how someone could be living long enough to have sexual intercourse, create a human being. And when that human being becomes to be a teenage young adult, that you then do not use your emotional experience, your intelligence to manage relationships that go off track with your offspring, similar to 50 Cent and this dude. It just seems like it's very irresponsible of the adult in the situation.
I mean, I brought it up because she tried to run game on me like she was brought up by her mama.
That crazy bitch out there
You know what I'm saying? Instead of realizing I got away from her mama because I don't speak to her mama. She be like, I know you hate my mama. I'm like, I ain't got time to hate nobody. Your mama was drama. Now here it is all these years later. You just like your mama. Both of y'all can kiss my mother, man.
Because your daughter is in need or makes a request of you, she's drama? Because I haven't heard him articulate anything else or another issue he has with his daughter other than she called me because she needed something. I'm trying to figure out what else or what more is it that you expect your teen or young adult daughter to consistently be reaching out, communicating with you about. I have multiple daughters, and I'm here to tell you that in most circumstances, young adults and teens are not interested with having these obscure conversations with their parents. If you're not reaching out, keeping up with them, asking them about details of their daily ins and outs, comings and goings, they're more likely than not going to be saying, hey, Dad, guess what? You have to be inquisitive. You have to be assertive in keeping that type of communication, because a young adult or a teen is just not that interested in reporting to their parents, bro. You taking that personal? That makes her drama? But you don't find you know how much pride I find in the fact that my children, when they feel like they can reach out and say, Daddy, I need, can I? And I'm able to, we ain't got to talk no more for I don't know how long. Long as when I reach out, you respond. Other than that, you know, we do have other communication, but it's not nowhere near as much as a lot of times is, hey, Dad, I need, can I get? It's just the nature of things. And he's in his feelings about being a father when you already are not in a family unit providing all that you can on a daily basis for a child. I'm not saying that it's his fault, but the child is already lacking in its experience as having a father because of the unit that you were capable of establishing, maintaining. I don't know if it ever was a unit. You might have just dropped the seed off and kept it moving. But all of these things that the child had to deal with that she had no choice over. And they affect the child mentally, socially. Those things affect children into adulthood.
I go make another daughter. I don't give a fuck.
That's bullshit.
I don't fuck with you.
If you ain't good as a person, no matter who you are, I have a cutoff switch God blessed me with to say, you. I don't give a fuck if it's my kid. Mama, you know your daughter trying to get in touch with you? I say, oh, mama, you watch that little bit.
Yeah, and when you said you was going to hell before that other joke, you must have really committed yourself going to hell. You thought you were signing a deal. And then you watch all these other people sell their soul and get way more out of it than you sold yourself for degrading towards your child. It didn't pay off like some of these other people did. That back door you talk about all the time. They got the good deal. You sold your soul just to be disrespectful verbally, and you didn't get the rewards you thought you was gonna get.
It's I get where you guys are coming from because I did the same
You
thing.
watch that little bit. That bitch is brought up in this new generation where there is no honor, there is no respect thy parents, there is no.
But where is the lack of respect thy parents? Because she obviously respects the fact that in this world, when she needs things, her father is a source of provisions. And you have to respect that 9 times out of 10 to some degree. What has she done to display the disrespect? Maybe I'm just lacking information.
It was horrible. That made a lot of people feel uncomfortable. Well, Corey said, listen, I can't tell Corey how to treat his daughter, how to respect his daughter. That's his daughter. But I wouldn't do that to my daughter if I had one.
Shaniqua said, Corey talked about his flaws, letting people know he's not perfect. What did that have to do with it? That does not justify him being a grown adult approaching his 60s behaving like a child. Just because you acknowledge a flaw does not make it cool. You acknowledge it, we acknowledge it, and that be the reason that you may be avoided or should be avoided, because of some of these flaws, whether you acknowledge them or not, should have been worked out by now as a grown-ass adult man.
and I don't have kids, but even I can, like even I know as somebody who don't have kids, like that's not how you speak to your kid, man. Like you're supposed to instill confidence into your kid, not call your kid a B for the internet to see. That's horrible. That's despicable. All right. But a lot of people kind of threw that under the water. They didn't really give a damn about it because Corey Holcomb, for the most part, seemed as if he was on the ascension. There was really no scandal involved that was bringing Corey Holcomb down. There was no TMZ on Corey Holcomb's tail. There was no video that exists of Corey Holcomb punching a woman. So now people.
That's all it takes, really, bro. There's an actual video of him being physical. I think he got a pass about being a comedian. Comedians are supposed to be able to have a reserved space to say the most offensive things and not be taken serious. So then he's translated that to his podcast. And, you know, the culture, we appreciate battle rap. So we still can appreciate the art of being disrespectful amongst us to a certain degree. And we've been trying to like balance his art. But in this podcast space, there's so little production. He's starting to come across more like expressing this is his actual personality. And I think for the last few years, we starting to accept that Corey is actually the character he portrays on stage. And now when you starting to like trying to, you know, kind of like deal with that and balance that, you actually get evidence in 2026 of him being physically violent to a female. And it's like all bets are off at that point. It's not like he's as young as Chris Brown was when Rihanna got the black eye. It's not like nobody gave Puffy a pass for what happened in that hotel. They said the statute of limitations basically legally freed him from consequences, but in the public perception, they wanted him to really get found guilty for all these other charges because of what they saw on that video.
Don't really F with Corey Holcomb, and it feels like he's on a decline. So when he was on the ascension, nobody felt comfortable. Now he's kind of, you know, he's going through a tough month. Everybody got something to say. Now, it didn't stop here. Other people spoke on their particular issues with Corey Holcomb during this podcast as well.
With Corey,
I wasn't talking about Corey.
I'm just using an example. With Corey, I was familiar with his brand of comedy first, which was always like this, talked crazy. So when he put it into the format of the podcast, I understood it.
Me too.
I got it. But now when you match it with you really outside, like swinging on a woman.
To this story. To this story here, do you know he tried to file a restraining order against her? And said she hit him.
Right.
His back was turned.
Right.
Like, I just read it, right? He was trying to follow.
We just watched the video.
And then the video comes out to show just ain't what happened.
And that's
exact opposite.
In the back of a club somewhere with some people drinking, smoking. Imagine in a house, just him, in the house with it. It's safe to assume. I feel like it's multifaceted.
Man, Shaniqua, you in here capping for this dude. Talking about he take care of his daughter and his son so much. What? I don't give a he didn't take care of them emotionally when he got on the internet talking about her like that. That was unforgivable, inexcusable. Oh, my mama. That hurt.
Like, what I'll say is I more appreciate the fact that you do have a line that could be crossed where you say, I ain't watching this no more. Because that's what it should be.
Yeah.
Oh, this swung with in real life, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm not, I've said 1,000 times, I don't like Jess Larry's. The way he spoke about her, it turned me off. It's like you a man. Certain shit you're just not supposed to say and do in regards to a woman. And then the final straw was, because I thought he was raw like me, because I say a lot of shit where people
and that's
say,
not the most is just that.
And I'm raw like that. So it's like, I'm never giving, oh, that's too much. But it's like, your daughter and the person that made her, ain't no way. Like, even if he was at the baby mom and not the daughter, fuck the daughter, not the baby. But the combination made me think it ain't no way that both of them are these people and you're just this great guy. And then the way you speaking to them just publicly is, and they're not even famous. Like, they can't come back and everybody gonna hear it.
That's how it started. Now, Corey responded back to their conversation about him, which we covered in our last video. But then there's an update today where Joe Budden finally responded back to Corey responding back to them. Now, in our last video, we covered how Corey responded back. Now, Corey's response to me was a big mistake. If I'm Corey, bro, I'm chalking up to the game, bro. Right now, the entire internet is talking about me because of this video. What am I going to do? Punch on the entire internet? No, right? You kind of just ignore it, you peep it, and move on. But Corey responded back, and Corey's response was trying to label Joe Budden as a woman beater as well, which I think missed the mark because there's been accusations of Joe Budden beating women. But we've seen a video of Corey Holcomb beating women.
Oh, yeah, it was this other dude talking crazy about me. I couldn't help it. Some of these guys, I just got to say something.
No.
Do you know who I'm talking about? Fruit Booty Buttons?
Fruit Booty Buttons is,
and that is not funny, bro. It's not funny. This just seems like a person in their feelings.
is a serial woman beater. Was talking about how he sat. They said the girl said he sat on my stomach and made me have a miscarriage. You know what he said? I didn't sit. I sat on top of her titties or something. He said I sat on where her breast was. That's where I was sitting.
Oh wow.
Fruit Booty Buttons. I know you ain't talking crazy about me, homie. I know you ain't talking crazy about me, homie. I mean, most of the time, all you guys who say what you say, I don't care what you say online. I expect you to talk about me. Yeah, Fruit Booty Buttons. They know who I'm talking about. Fruit Booty Buttons. That motherfucker say, I think he said I was a bitch ass nigga or something. Yeah, I'll be a bitch ass nigga online. Online, I'm a bitch ass nigga. Man to man, I ain't no bitch ass nigga, homie.
You was when Anton Daniels was in your studio, man to man. You went out like a oh my mama, you was.
But man to man, you a serial woman beater.
Like you taking that on the word of females. There's absolutely no evidence it took place. Oh, he did say, according to you, he sat upon her bosom.
Everybody do the homework on Fruit Booty Buttons.
That's one person. So I don't know where you get serial. There may be multiple allegations, but we have footage, raw footage of you closing a big gap that did not exist between you and Anton. You closed a larger gap to get to Anton and do nothing, but you closed a mighty large gap to cause yourself to be able to physically harm this woman, bro. Absolutely nobody respects it.
And all of the women that have accused him of actually beating them up.
The way he used accused and then actually kind of like confirms it happened for sure. But then you use it after accuse, and accuse means it's only someone's claim, but you shouldn't use actually right behind accuse to try to, he ain't as sharp.
Facts. You trying to spin the narrative. You trying to spin the narrative.
Yeah, because actual means it happens. We like actually, but the fact you saying actually accused, all you saying is someone actually claimed it. That's it, bro. But
exactly, because there's an accusation and it actually happened is two different things, bro.
Right. But the footage we saw proved that you actually closed the gap to put your hands on a woman, though.
Bro, and let me reiterate, let me add some seasoning to that STR. You know what I'm saying? First off, man, shouts out, salute to STR. You know, I gotta wipe my feet off when I come in the building. You know what I'm saying? It's all the respect. You feel me? Gotta wipe my feet off when I step in the house. But nah, bro, to keep it real, even after he hit the chick, old boy pressed him like, hey, bro, what you doing? You tripping. He didn't have no action for him, no smoke, no problem with him whatsoever. It was cool. You feel me? Dude pressed him like, hey, nigga, you tripping. Oh, my bad, man. That's on her. That's on her. Where was that smoke for him? When he pressed you, where was that smoke for him? You didn't have it.
Right. Shaniqua, I don't know who you, let me see, are debating with in here. He says, so now you've seen Corey beating different women. No, I don't need to see him beating any woman. I saw him get emotional in public, close the distance, and put his hand on one woman. That's all I need to see to know he's a coward. I don't need to see multiple or different women. I don't need to see him actually beating anyone. He was violent toward a woman that was not being violent toward him, which qualifies him to be a hoe. Oh, my mama.
Facts.
Since you want some heat, since you couldn't leave me alone, everybody do the research on Fruit Booty Buttons and see how he is a serial woman beater. Fruit Booty Buttons? Yeah.
Nobody said he beat anyone. Why he didn't go to jail, I don't know if the law was involved. But if you're going to like say your eyes didn't see him close the gap and put his hands on her, I didn't say he beat anyone. I don't know why you keep utilizing the word beat. I said he physically struck her. I don't care if it was a push, punch, slap, mush, whatever it was hoe shit. You don't have to classify it as a beating.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
You and your crew talk about that since y'all need subject matter, because y'all admit y'all watch me. I don't watch y'all. I just saw that. I saw that clip where y'all was talking crazy about me. I'm like, what? They talking crazy about me? This man.
All right, Shaniqua, if you ain't saying me, all right, good. Miss me with that.
This man jump on women.
He talking about what some female said as if it weighs more than what we saw with our own eyes. Because whether you want to say he beat on her, did whatever, I would consider that jumping on a woman. She said something you don't like, you came across the gap and put your hands on her violently. That's jumping on her, nigga.
Do you think
Right, and I want to say is this, SPR, bro. Everybody make mistakes in life. Nobody's perfect. Ain't none of us perfect. We all make mistakes, bro. Some bigger than others. My point is this. Corey, you did some whole shit. You made a mistake. You put your hands on a female. Instead of you owing up to your fucking dishonorable action and being like, hey, yeah, that was some fuck shit I did. I could have handled that better. You know what I'm saying? I'm a grown ass man. She got me out of character. Instead of you know what I'm saying? Saying, hey, I fucked up, you know what I'm saying, and owning up to the bullshit that you did. You sitting here trying to make excuses for the bullshit you did. Like we supposed to sit here and cake and glaze and shit because you hit a female. No, nigga. You feel me? It ain't no excuse to be made for that shit, nigga. You a whole ass nigga for that shit. Cause let's be real. If that was your daughter and some nigga put his motherfucking hands on your daughter and just cracked her one time and she didn't have nothing to say. Oh, nigga, you be out here ready to ride with the 4-5 on your side. Come on, bro.
No, because we can't say that about him because he has not been protective of his daughter in any form of fashion that I can say. So he may be so stuck to this fucked up mind frame he's trying to project to say, she shouldn't have talked to that nigga like that. Right on, homeboy. I didn't raise her like that. She got what she deserved. He seemed to be that big of a
SBI, you're not lying about that, bro. Because anytime you see a dad calling his own daughter a B word out of her neck, nigga, the fuck, nigga, you is less than a fucking man and a fucking bitch, bro. You feel me? You ain't got no respect.
If you don't respect your own child, you can no way in hell respect me. You might be scared of me, but if you don't respect your own child, you don't respect me. Fuck you.
Right. And even if that's how you, oh, my bad. Go ahead, FBI. Go ahead. Let it run. You good?
Women fight women.
Corey got into this whole thing where he's accusing Joe Budden of also sleeping with men as well. But I think Corey does himself a grave injustice because Corey Holcomb, like one of the biggest selling points of Corey Holcomb's podcast is how he's different from these industry dudes. And the reason why he's not as big as he's supposed to be is because he goes against the industry and these industry dudes are all closeted homosexuals. But once you start accusing everybody of being closeted, then the shtick kind of loses its teeth, right? Because if everybody is closeted that you don't like, then we can't really take nothing you're saying too seriously when it comes to that particular subject line. Now, Joe Budden responded back to Corey Holcomb, calling him a woman beater and, and claiming, that he's homosexual. Now, I want to say this. I listened to what Corey had to say and what Joe had to say. Joe ethered Corey, bro. This response was kind of sassy, but it has some teeth, bro. Pause, okay? So Joe Budden will start off by telling Corey Holcomb he don't really want no physical combat with him. He don't really want to fight. Right? He don't got the hands enough to be speaking to him the way he's speaking to him.
While I'm on the topic of losers, I went home the other day and saw that Corey Holcomb still had my name in his mouth. I'm really so confused about.
You talking about Corey can care less about Hollywood. It's obvious he can care less about his daughter, though. That's more important. I don't know why you on here jockeying for that nigga. Oh, it's that shit. The same way you be on here jockeying for R. Kelly who pee on little girls. You need to really do some soul searching, Shaniqua. You're disgusting me.
About that with all the controversy he's been caught up in lately. Corey Holcomb, you don't fight well enough to do this with me. Like, we have video with you. You're not smart enough, strong enough, big enough, fast enough to do none of this you're talking about with me. We saw you with the homie Anton. He asked you to walk outside and you remained stationary, Corey Holcomb. Please keep my name out of your mouth and don't take anything I'm saying as like a
anybody is enraged, upset, on deck as Corey act like he was. At that moment, if you wasn't going to already swing about what you did, you talking about say it again. When he say we go outside, you supposed to not have enough control. You supposed to be beating him outside. You supposed to beat him out there with your jacket off waiting on him.
threat to you.
That's
I wouldn't
facts. That's
plan on
facts.
doing nothing when I see you. Actually, if I saw you and we were breathing the same airspace, I would take it as a threat to me, a threat from God, a threat from
Ain't the hood. This is the internet, and what we're reacting to was outside of a business venue, a club, not in the hood. We're talking about a professional comedian dealing with another female peer in a professional standpoint. And then also what happened with Anton was not in the hood. It was on a professional public platform. So what happens in the hood has absolutely nothing to do with what we're discussing, Shaniqua.
life that we even in the same circumference. Corey Holcomb, your fall from disgrace has been one that should be studied, from kind of funny to kind of bummy to I'm just the dummy. You over there struggling. You look a sandwich away from welfare. You dusty dog shit in the face looking boy. Corey Holcomb, I can't believe that you are engaging this way when you fight that way. Honestly, it's over. You over there just lonely and poor. Your co-host look bad. Not the woman. I'm not talking about her. Everything over there look bad. I know you down bad because you on a Costco table podding in front of a fake plant that appears to be dying. You failed at fatherhood. You hate yourself. You hate your daughter. Your daughter hates you. You failed at fatherhood, finances. You failed.
And the reason why this is so potent, it's so lethal, is because everything Joe is saying is true. Like, Joe didn't tell not one lie, like, during this rant. Like, Joe is, Corey Holcomb, daughter hates him. Corey Holcomb hates his daughter. That's evident. We've seen that on camera. The finances part. Corey Holcomb admits that TMZ is about to have him on welfare. He can't book a show.
You know, I haven't been working a lot of my gigs. I lost a lot of my gigs. So, by the way, thank you, TMZ. I lost another gig today. Gary, Indiana, on the boat. Y'all got me good. Y'all got me good. Y'all got me good. I'm losing gigs. People are saying, Corey, the optics of that video. Yeah. Y'all got me good, TMZ.
He blaming TMZ, and people are telling you it's the optics of the video that they have a problem with. That's not TMZ's fault. That's not no one's fault except the person who controlled the optics of the video, and that was you, because you chose to close the gap and put your hands on a female. That's all you, all by yourself.
I'm about to be out here on welfare.
And we do know the Corey Holcomb podcast isn't really profitable because, you know, like, half the shows are age restricted, you know, half the podcast episodes are demonetized. He don't really cut it up. They're live streams. Live streams don't make money. Like, yo, if Corey Holcomb posted an actual episode instead of going live on his YouTube channel, he'll be making a decent chunk of money.
That's, you get the gist of it, man. What you think, Reckless?
Man, hey, FPR, you feel me? I'm going to keep it all the way transparent with you, bro. You feel me? I'm going to keep it all the way transparent. I'm going to be vulnerable for the whole platform for a minute. You know what I mean? Now, me, y'all probably don't know. I got 4 kids, bro. 4 of them. I got 4 baby mamas. You feel me? My oldest is 22. My youngest is 5. You know what I mean? So if it comes to dealing with female drama, as far as baby mama drama, I'm the first person that knows how to deal with that and know what come with it from 4 different levels. You know what I mean? Now, do I have the best relationship with all of my kids' mothers? No. But am I respectful to all of my kids' mothers? Yes. You feel me? Even if I got a personal issue with them, I might not fuck with you personally because you did some bullshit when we was together. But as far as giving your props, like, hey, you a dope ass mom. Hey, you handling your business. Hey, my daughter stay fresh in the motherfucking clean ass outfit. She keep J's on her feet. Stay clean, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'ma still give you your props as a mother, no matter what personal issues I have with you. You feel me? That's first and foremost. Second part, we don't involve kids in grown folk situations. So even if I hate her mama, I'm not going to my daughter or my son, hey, man, fuck your mama, man. I don't fuck with her. You ain't got to listen to that bitch. Don't do what she say. No, nigga, that's whole shit. That's whole shit. We don't involve kids in grown folk situations. So even if I hate this woman personally, I'm going to still give her motherfucking props because she a bomb-ass mom. I'm not going to take that from her. I'm still going to tell my daughter, respect and listen to your mom because that's still your mama. regardless of how your daddy feel about her. That's a personal level. Stop taking personal shit and sprinkling it and putting that on the kids. They don't have to take on a personal beef and battle between two adults, man. What the fuck is we talking about? That's nasty work, bro.
That's right. That's right. I see you geared up for the Seahawks. I'm about ready to call this a wrap. We've been here for over 2 hours. It's time to get to the game. I appreciate you tapping in as usual. Wow. And I'm going to just bid you a farewell. Gratitude is the attitude. Keep it a Google for me.
All love as always, STR. You already know, my God. Got to get you on the Sunday cookout. Got to get you on the Sunday cookout.
Yeah, anytime.
Bet that. Hey, next Sunday. Come through next Sunday. We run it up at 12:30 Cali time, 2:30 my time.
Say less. Salute.
Got you. All love as always, bro.
You already know. So there we go, y'all. This was our Super Sunday live. I just haven't been live in a minute. Wanted to do so. Get up in here, cover a few things, man. We're going to go check this game out like the rest of the world. It's about that time, you right? So, yeah, go Hawks.
Google gang, straight legend. Google gang, SBI. Google gang, Google gang in here. You better keep that shit a Google when you mention me. First sign of disrespect, I'm turning Hercules. It's gonna be a lot of shirts pressed, rest in peace. Keep it a Google, better keep it a Google. Keep that shit Google when you mention me. First sign of disrespect, I'm turning Hercules. It's gonna be a lot of shirts pressed, rest in peace. Keep it a Google, you better keep it a Google. Keep it a Google. You better keep it a Google. Better keep it a Google. Keep it a Google. Google, baby.
Bottom line, love life, show us a blessing. Pull up politic and blow us a session. Spot a locomost easty, no mistake in the station. They making them statements, we waking and baking. Word of the day, EC on replay. The marijuana-thon with VJ Keyway, BS and BS. Killing on the track in the black box. We never put feelings over facts. Pay Machiavelli, run me the bread. I don't get mad, I get money instead. I be high, you can tell by a nigga eyes. But wise enough to enterprise, you dig a lies. Contemplating with the Google gang, conversating. Counting coins while these cowards in the comments hating. Only thing count, my count getting another comma. I'm a magnet to the money on my mother mama.
Better keep that shit a Google when you mention me. First sign of disrespect, I'm turning Hercules. It's gonna be a lot of shirts pressed, rest in peace. Keep it a Google, better keep it a Google. Keep that shit Google when you mention me. First sign of disrespect, I'm turning Hercules. It's gonna be a lot of shirts pressed, rest in peace. Keep it a Google, you better keep it a Google. Keep it a Google. You better keep it a Google. Better keep it a Google. Keep it a Google. Google, baby.
You can't keep it a Google, then don't mention me. Run a check through the set, I bet them niggas mention me. Red Bull and Hennessy, I keep the same energy. No matter on a solo or a couple homies with me. Tell them come get me if they want confrontation. I keep a couple shooters with me. And we right here waiting on shit to pop off. Take a nigga top off, you tempt me. All that BS, you can miss me. Slide down Century, doing about 60 in the gutter lane. Faded off yak and drop the pistol, hopping out the rain. I won't change, keep it a Google, the only way. Mention me, I come out and play. That's on the gang. We're not the same. I ain't nothing like these rap niggas. Hanging with bangers, no bodyguards, we all strapped, nigga. All truth, no lies, facts over feelings. We ain't gonna start something we can't finish. Google gang.
Better keep that shit a Google when you mention me. First sign of disrespect, I'm turning Hercules. It's gonna be a lot of shirts pressed, rest in peace. Keep it a Google, better keep it a Google. Keep that shit Google when you mention me. First sign of disrespect, I'm turning Hercules. It's gonna be a lot of shirts pressed, rest in peace. Keep it a Google, you better keep it a Google. Keep it a Google. You better keep